Should artworks be permanent? It just says eh. Hi, Elle. We're here to talk about the AI art revolution with ELLE-R. ELLE-R is an artificial neural network that I trained on our conversations over text message and hooked up to this thermal printer here, and it'll print out its own parallel conversation whenever I prompt it. And then I have fine-tuned it to talk like we talk over text. What would you like me to ask it or say to it?
What do you think that AI has a responsibility to do in the art world?
Interesting, the version of you in there says iteration refinement.
And you say, I feel the same. The NVIDIA test made me feel successful. Like, have you been to the ENS library?
I don't know what the ENS library is.
I have no idea.
I think my favorite thing about this is how it completely falsifies information.
When we met, I was really fascinated by your experience as a curator in the field of AI art, which seems so divorced from the rest of art history in certain ways.
There is a lack of understanding from the art historical perspective about how the technology has been developed, its history, how it should be installed.
Yes. And I think if I asked this bot, like,
should artworks be permanent? I say everything is ephemeral, and you say, yes, but paintings are. And I say, fine.
Tell me more about that. You think that something can exist and be real and physical, but only on a screen?
Oh, 100%.
But this is ephemeral, you know? This doesn't just exist forever in this format. I can crinkle it up and throw it, and it changes, right?
Yeah.
It's no longer the same as it was before. So what do you see, Elle, as being the main challenges that needs to be overcome for AI art to be accepted in the same way as traditional art, or for it to even be displayed in the same way as traditional art?
Its displayability plays into a much larger and longer discussion that we've been having in new media art history, which is if we're creating artwork now using AI, using specific interfaces as well, what happens in a decade or in 100 years when that technology is defunct? I mean, artists who we know have encountered this issue on an ongoing basis.
I've encountered this issue
exactly.
with my work.
Right?
I think that the making the digital physical, making the digital into something that is tangible, that you can hold and you can observe and that you can touch with your hands is incredibly important because it gives it space and it gives it a place to exist in the real world and not just on a screen or not just inside of a computer chip as ones and zeros. I'm going to ask it, how do I build a significant art historical narrative surrounding my work? And we'll see what it says. I did it as you asking me that for somehow. So I say, but I also have enough knowledge in the field to know what's actually good or not. I don't know where to even begin with that one, to be honest.
I enjoy the idea of it hallucinating about our own hallucinations.
Well, it's a really good question, because are we writing this right now? We wrote this in the past, in a way, because we wrote this model into existence with our data. But in a way, it's writing itself now, and it could write perpetually.
Yeah.
Constantly creating original content.
The eternal moment.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, let me ask ELLE-R then, what is the biggest piece of advice for artists like me that use AI to thrive in the traditional art world?
I said, be smart and work hard. Good answer. And you replied, sounds like something my dad would say. I think that's pretty accurate to what I would say anyway.
Really?
Ross, it's always such a delight speaking with you, and I'm so glad we could have had this conversation with ELLE-R today. I'm looking forward to part 2.
So am I. Can't wait. How were you born? You know, I asked an AI bot once, where did you grow up? And it said I didn't have to do that.
I remember that, actually. That brings up some very interesting questions as well.
Hyundai Motor, connecting art and technology.